Grandma, listen. I was able to get 100 points on my English test.
Oh my, that's wonderful, Alex. Did you study a lot for it?
Not really. I just did my homework every day like the teacher told me to. She said I didn't have to study much as long as I did my homework every night.
Is that so? But it's really difficult for a lot of people to get 100 points by just doing their homework. Your dad was never able to get 100 points on any of his tests when he was your age.
Are you sure? I thought Dad was a really smart man.
And he is, Alex, but he wasn't always that way.
I guess you're right. Dad knows a lot of things, but he's always said he's bad at English. I'll start helping him with his English from now on.
Yes, please help him out. Are you still talking a lot with your dad?
Yep. We talk to each other every day when we have time, but Dad said there's a time difference. That's what he has. So he can only reply to me in the morning or at night.
That's right. Right now, the country that Dad is living in right now has a different time than where you live.
I really want to play games with Dad more. Dad and I talk to each other a lot about the video games we play, and I've become a lot better at them now, and I want to show him.
You're talking about that game system your dad got for you this year. For your birthday present, right? You guys like to play that game where you fight each other, right?
That's right. You want to try it, Grandma? I'll teach you all the moves.
Oh, you think that your grandma could play a game like that? I never really played any video games like that when I was your age, so I'm not sure what to do.
I think you can do it. Everyone sucks when they first start playing, so you don't have to worry.
Thank you, Alex. Then I guess your grandma is just going to have to buy that game system for herself. Then I'll be able to play with you, right?
Yeah. Make sure you buy it, Grandma.
I'll think about it, okay? Where's your mom at right now?
Nope, she's not here. She told me she's gonna buy food for us.
That's what I thought. Well, it's really amazing of you to be able to stay at home all by yourself without Mom there.
I'm in the 3rd grade now, so I think I can handle being here. But I do miss seeing Dad all the time. I want to go out to play with him again, and maybe go to the arcade together.
And your dad always tells me that he wants to come home to see you, Alex.
Does he?
Well, of course he does. To your dad, you are the most important thing that's ever happened to him. And of course, you're the most important thing to me now as well.
I want to go where Dad is now and try living with him.
Huh?
Dad sends me all these pictures of the places he's living, and it makes me really want to go there too.
Has anything happened with you and your mom?
No, nothing. You know how I can go and see Dad?
Well, Alex, you're going to have to wait for your dad to come back to the US. Or maybe the next time you have a nice long break from school, like summer vacation. Then you might have time to go to the country he lives in and stay with him.
Are you sure?
Well, your mom and dad will have to talk about it first. And if they both say it's okay, then I think you can go see him.
They both have to say okay? Okay. I think Mom will be okay with me going to see him.
I sure hope so. That's right. Do you want Grandma to go talk to your mom about it and see what she thinks?
Can you do that? Thank you! I want you to talk to her right now.
Well, I can't ask her right now. But later on, I'll make sure to talk to her and ask.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go do my homework now.
You're so good about that kind of thing, Alex. Make sure to tell your dad later that you got 100 points on that test, okay? I'm sure he'll be so proud of you for that. Talk to you later, Alex.
Bye-bye, Grandma.
Hello, Casey. Are you able to talk for a little bit with me?
Delia, it's been a long time since we last had a chance to chat. Did something happen that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I have something to talk with you about regarding Alex.
Regarding Alex? What's happened with him?
Well, it seems like Alex would really like to go and meet his dad. When I was texting with him yesterday, he told me quite a bit about how he misses his dad and wants to go see him.
Ugh. But you realize that Drake isn't in the States right now, right? Does this mean he'll be moving back home here soon where Alex will be able to go see him again? Because if he is, I need to talk with him in person again.
No, I don't think so. I believe he's still technically going to be living there for a long time. Now, back to what I was talking about. Because it actually has a lot to do with Drake not being back in the States for a while. Do you think during Alex's summer break, or some other times closer to Christmas, you can allow him to go and see his dad?
Are you kidding me? He's only in elementary school. And you're asking me to allow him to go overseas to see his dad?
Of course, I'm planning on going with him for the flight out there. And also, I'd be willing to pay for his ticket on the plane. It's been a very long time now since Alex has seen his dad, right? So I'd really like for Alex to have a chance to go out there and see his dad and hang out with him for a little while. He keeps telling me how much he wants to go and play with his dad now.
Oh, that's amazing. A family like yours, which is so fortunate, really does see things differently from me and my family. Thinking that it's alright to take an elementary schooler overseas on vacation? And you, his grandma, are willing to pay for that trip. Do you understand that something like that costs a lot of money?
Well, it's not like my family has that much money to say we're able to go anywhere we please. His dad is no longer around him, and he keeps talking with me about how much he wants to go and see him. I can't just let my grandson go without his dad for such a long time now, can I?
But in this day and age, taking your family overseas on vacation is a lot of money, and means that your family must have a lot of wealth. I would understand it if this was Canada or Mexico we were talking about, but Drake is all the way in South Korea. That's about a 10 to 11 hour flight from here, right? I understand that you might have the money from your husband for a trip like that, but I'm a single mother with only my son. Having my son realize that I don't have the kind of money you do is not fair.
You're talking about something like that? I understand that you're getting more than enough from Drake in child support for Alex, right?
Even still, there are a lot of bills to pay here, and with inflation, we might have the money that he gives us, but that's not enough to allow us to spend on whatever I'd like. The inflation is already starting to kill me, and it's not like I can work more because I have to care for my son half the day. Let me tell you this, Delia. If you have the money to take yourself and Alex overseas, then you could at least start helping pay for Alex and myself some more.
Is it really that tight over there right now? Drake has told me a dozen times now that he's giving you both enough money to live without having to worry about debt.
But I told you there are a lot of bills here. I have to start taking out small loans for the sake of my son. You and your son have all that money, while I'm over here working my butt off to try and raise my boy all by myself. Yet you're asking me to allow you and Alex to go overseas to go see his dad? It's a bit messed up of you to think you can ask me something like that when I'm already tied up with financial issues.
I'm sorry, Casey. I was just asking about that to try and get Alex to feel a little less lonely.
Saying something like that isn't helping. I have literally been working day and night so that kid doesn't have to feel lonely. You really have no idea what kind of troubles I've been going through over here. Try to be a bit more delicate with your wording, would you? Don't tell me that you're still upset that I got custody of my son in the divorce. If you have a complaint to make about it still, then you can go and complain to the US court system. The whole reason this happened is because everyone sees that the mother has every right to her children.
I wasn't meaning for any of this to come off that way.
Then let's just act as though you never asked me anything like that.
But even though you both are divorced now, Alex has a right to see his father. And I feel that letting him have enough time with both of his parents is very important for his growth into a mature adult. Of course, I'm thankful that he has a mother like you that is able to work hard to raise and care for my grandson. But that's why I want you to think a little more about Alex seeing his father as well.
I've been giving Alex a lot of my time already, Delia. And I've been getting kind in getting Alex a phone so that he can talk to his dad when he wants to. Also, he'll be able to see Drake when Drake is back in the States, right? So what else do you want me to do for him? I can't help that his father decided to go overseas for work. If you're going to keep asking the impossible of me, then I have every right to take your guys' ability of ever hearing from Alex again away from you both.
Understood, Casey. I'm sorry for not thinking about your situation before asking.
Well, if you do understand me, then we're good. Now, I believe that you and I are done talking about something as serious as this. But let me tell you that if I start to hear about this from Drake, I'll be pissed. You have to understand that it's my right to raise my son the way I want to, and that you need to stop nitpicking everything I do around here. I'm the only one having to go through the worst of it right now, and you'd better understand that as well.
I know. I'm really sorry, Casey.
It hurts me hearing that you want to have my son go all the way out there to see Drake. Having to even let him talk on the phone with his dad hurts, so I really don't want to allow anything more at this time. I can't stand to think about Drake anymore, so I hope you'll stop trying.
But Casey, if you'd really like a bit of a wake-up call, remember that you're the reason Drake left you after you cheated on him, right?
And so what? Are you trying to tell me that the one that cheated can't have bad memories of her own? Are you trying to say that someone like me shouldn't have the right to my son? The whole reason I went out with another man is because your son didn't know how to treat me right. So stop trying to make me look like I did all of this to you guys. I'm more of a victim here than all of you are. And one last thing. Stop talking about something as private as the reason my ex and I went our separate ways.
I'm sorry for overreaching into a subject such as that. Well, I'll have a talk with my son, and if he says anything about making it back home for a bit, I'll let you know.
Even that is a bit of the pain in the butt for me, though. Ugh. And if you really want to take my son on a trip with you to go see his dad, then at least give me just as much money as Drake is every month, please. Then I might think about letting you take him. If you can do that for me, then you're free to talk to me again. If it's not about money, then don't bother me. It's a real problem for me when you try to talk to me about my life.
Grandma?
Alex? It's rare of you to text me this late in the evening. Shouldn't you be getting yourself ready for bed now?
I want you to help me, Grandma. Please. I don't like it here.
What's going on there? Where are you at right now?
I don't know. It's really dark and there isn't a lot of space.
It's dark and there's not a lot of space. Are you saying there are no lights for you to turn on there?
Yeah. I don't know where I am, Grandma. I'm scared. Why am I here right now?
Alex, calm down. Take some deep breaths and relax.
Okay. It's really scary and hard to move.
It's going to be okay. I think it's only hard for you right now because you're scared. Also, you have the light on your phone, right? Can you use the flashlight to look around you?
It's too small in here and I can't move.
So you think it's too small for you to move around right now, right?
Yes. I can move my arms just a little, but I can't stand up.
Do you hear any sounds?
I can hear cars sometimes, driving by, I think.
So you must be outside, right? Is it hot right now or cold?
It's a little warm, and I'm starting to get a little warmer.
Why are you outside right now? You don't know the reason why, right?
Yeah, Mom and I had a fight, and I ran back to my room and started to cry. I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I wasn't here.
You got into a fight with your mom. Why did you guys fight?
I told her that I want to go and live with Dad, and after that, she was really mad at me.
What?
I think Mom put me in here. She told me that the bad kids will get thrown away if they don't be nice to their moms.
Alex, your grandma is going to come and save you right now.
Do you know where I am?
Your dad told me a long time ago a great way to find out where you are when you're lost, so I'll use that. I'll be able to look for your phone on my phone and see where you're at. When I do, I'll be right there for you.
Really?
Yes, so everything will be just fine, Alex. I'll be there to help you really soon.
Delia, what the hell is going on here? I have over 1 million voicemails from you on my phone right now, and it's lagging the whole thing out. Do you have any idea what time it is right now? You're actually causing me to lose precious sleep.
And I want to ask you, Casey, if you have any idea what you've done.
Huh?
I'm talking about what you've done to Alex. I found Alex in the trunk of the car. This is all you're doing, isn't it? What the hell were you thinking? I can't even begin to believe what I've seen here.
Alex was in the car's trunk? Like, in the back of my car. What are you talking about right now?
I want you to stop playing dumb with me right now. I've already heard about everything from Alex, so you'd better start telling me the truth right now. He told me that he said to you that he wants to go live with his dad, and you did this to him because of that, right?
I have no clue what you're going on about. I'm sure that kid did it to himself without thinking what he was doing.
Then can you tell me where you're at right now?
I had something to attend to, so I had to leave the house.
But didn't you just say to me you were sleeping?
That was just to express my disbelief.
Well then, what do you have to attend to right now?
Does it really have anything to do with you, Delia?
It sure as hell does, actually. I can see that right now you don't understand just how much trouble you're really in for now, do you? If you take a look in your voicemails, you'll see that I'm not the only one that's been trying to get a hold of you, right?
Yes, but I'm sure that was just you trying to call me from another phone, right? You knew I wouldn't answer to you calling me with your number, so you tried calling me with your home phone, right?
Take a better look at that number. I feel that I shouldn't even be having to ask you to look right now, though. That number is from the county police department.
Huh? Did you call the police over this? You should be getting in touch with me before you go and getting them involved.
You never answered me, right? Are you mentally deranged, Casey? You already acknowledged all the calls I had given you, right?
But why are the police trying to call me now? What did you say to them to get them to call me this much?
You left your son in the trunk of your car, and then you left your car with him in it before leaving your house.
I didn't know that.
I told you already that there's no need to lie about this anymore. I know exactly what's been going on with you and taking care of Alex in your house, and that kind of thing needs to change. Never coming back to your house for days at a time, leaving him there all alone to fend for himself. And you threatened him by asking that he never talk about what goes on at your house to anyone besides yourself, right?
I never did something like that.
I even gave Alex's elementary school a call. They told me that there are times where he never changes his clothes and is always in the same pair. There have already been a bunch of moms complaining to the school, wondering if your son is really being taken care of well enough or not. This is all what his homeroom teacher told me. And to be honest, you've gotten calls plenty of times from his teachers before, right?
That's just the kind of kid he is. Alex likes to wear the same clothes over and over again without ever getting changed. So blaming me for something like that, you're starting to make me look like the problem.
Ugh, it's a waste of time trying to get you to talk about this. We are already on top of things and will have all the evidence we need of you not taking care of Alex like a mother should. And as for what's happened this time, there's a security camera that was overlooking your car the whole time that we'll be looking over. So it's over. I'm going to let the law handle you the way it should have been years ago.
Oh, hold on, please. You don't have to make such a huge deal out of this.
What about everything that's been going on doesn't warrant it being a huge deal?
You have it all wrong. There's a good reason for everything.
A good reason, huh? And what the hell is that good reason you have?
Alex has been so selfish lately about things, and it's been driving me up the wall. So I chose to put him in the back of that car as a way to get him to understand that he's being a little brat and needs to stop.
So you're telling me that you did in fact put him in the trunk? Well, no matter how you try and justify it, that was not okay. And what the hell, Casey? You're going to put your son into the trunk of your car at this time of the night, and then you drove your car down the road a little bit and left it in a dark alley where nobody would see or find him. Tell me, Casey, how long were you planning on him being in this trunk without any food or water as the temperature continued to rise in it? He was beginning to have a panic attack, and had I not come for him, he would have asphyxiated himself. What would have happened then?
I just assumed this would make him apologize to me. I gave him his phone to bring with him. I just thought he'd send me a text saying sorry.
But haven't you noticed that he never bothered to talk to you, instead choosing to talk to his grandma that lives outside of town? You understand what that means about his relation to you, right? To him, you're not the kind of person he thinks will come to help him.
I also happen to be stressed about work, so I might have taken that out a little on him as a way of cooling myself down. So can you please just tell the police that this was all an accident and we can get back to being a happy family? Just tell them that you misread the situation and that Alex and I were just playing hide and seek. I promise to never do something like this again, okay?
I'm not going to let you have a second chance. From now on, my son and I will be the ones to raise Alex, and without you being a part of his life.
And how is Drake going to help you look after him when he's on the other side of the world?
Drake told me that if there was an emergency, he'd come home. He's already been informed of this and is on his way back as we speak. And he'll be coming to see you very soon, so that he can get the custody of his son that was always meant to be his.
I'm coming to get Alex.
Are you? Then you can hurry up and make it over to the police department to see us.
Right now, Alex is really exhausted after everything that's happened to him, and he's sleeping in the commissioner's office. Delia, I really did make a mistake this time. So just forgive me for this and let me have him back. Please. At least don't ask the police to be part of this anymore. I'm not sure how many times you'll have to hear this, but what you've been doing to Alex is exactly what mothers should not be doing. You've been getting $2,000 a month from my son for Alex, right? Well, I think he should have been giving you a lot less for child support, because that's too much for Alex at the age he is. So tell me, Casey, how have you not had enough money to raise Alex? I hear you even got money from him when you last met him, right? You've really had it made for yourself, yet you chose to be the stupidest mother on the planet and played too close to the edge. I'm not going to allow you the chance of being Alex's mother ever again, you hear me? But Alex is really important to me. I can't think of what life would be like if he was taken away from me. So please, don't take away the happy future I want to have with my son. I promise I'll never hurt him again. I will make sure to never let him feel lonely or helpless ever again. Well, you should have been doing that long before today, Casey. You say he was important to you, but what you've been doing shows everyone the opposite of that. You always love to cry about how you're the one that suffers the most after the divorce you created. But the only one who's actually been suffering is Alex, right? I want you to remember this day and learn from your terrible mistakes as a wife and a mother. That's all you have left in life, right? To feel the regret for all the horrible things you've done, since you can't even raise your own son. From there, my son made an immediate flight back from his business trip in Korea to come and see Casey and make sure that she was arrested. He was then able to file all the correct paperwork with both the police and the court and won full custody of his boy. Also, when it came to how Casey was living, she had no job at all and was using the money she got as child support to only care for herself. And that's the reason why she always cried about not having enough money for herself and Alex. And actually, right after Casey had put Alex in the trunk of her car and parked it down the road, she went with a man she was fooling around with back to his house to spend the night. But when he learned that she had a son, and learned about how she was raising him, he immediately told her off and kicked her out of his house. It seems that even the man she loved more than her own son didn't see her actions as humane and justified, and was willing to kick her out of his place while she was only in her underwear, in order to not have to be around her again. Casey was taken into police custody the next morning after being found by Drake sitting on a park bench crying, and she was taken to court to be tried for multiple crimes relating to what she'd done with Alex. When the final hearing was done and there was nothing else to say, she was charged with parental negligence and attempted murder, after leaving her son in the car trunk on purpose. My son and I were also asked if we'd like to ask for a settlement for the damages this caused to us, but we declined, knowing that she had no money to give now. After her trial, she had landed herself in prison, where she'll now be serving a year-long sentence with parole following after that. She might only be there for a year, but with everyone learning of the horrible things she's done, there's no chance of her making a life for herself again. And with the restraining order my son got on her, she'll never be able to see him or my grandson again, which is a huge relief. Now that she's on her way to prison, I've been hearing from her lawyer that she's finally started to realize the danger she had put her son in, and that this is the cost of doing so. But even with hearing about how depressed she's become now, I still can't say I feel sorry for her in any way. And I really hope that a year there is enough for her to regret all she's done, in that small cell of hers every day and night. As for myself, I'm going to be going with Alex and moving out to South Korea with my son as he returns to work there. At first he was planning on moving back home to the States to be with us, but Alex has been saying that he wants to live in the country his dad works. And so after a few talks with my son about it, we're finally on our way overseas. Neither Alex nor I know anything about the language, or even the culture there, but the fact that my son and his son will be together again has left me feeling so happy about this. It's been a few months now since moving there, and I hear that Alex has started to make lots of friends at his new school. But what's even crazier is hearing that after only a month or two of studying, he's already able to communicate with the others in Korean. Seeing just how happy and accomplished he looks about his new life here, it really does warm my heart, knowing that this was the right choice for him. From here on, I'm going to continue to support my son and grandson in the best possible ways that I can.
and pray that all will stay healthy and that my son and grandson will have the time they need to be around each other here.
Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.